Okay, I drew the horse one. This is what I was looking for, I think. Oh, yeah, that's right. There's a pond that we didn't get to yet. That's what I gotta find. We're gonna remember my way there. Here we go. I think there was something there. Yeah, there's a hut we didn't enter either. This feels like we need to put something in it. But what? I guess we go down by the river. The posture's terrible today. Okay, the eye is still in the middle on this one too. Okay, we got a river. Hello. What's the thing by the horse? Oh, hi. How are you today? Oh, you've got a key. But is it the one I want? 2, 3, 2, 3. Okay, I don't know what tune I'm supposed to play for them. Or anything, really. I feel like I need to bring them something. I can't put the horse back. Horse dude. Alright, so let's keep looking. Thank you, drowned horseman. Looks like a pit up there. The way the hills. Okay, so this is where we started running into stuff. Let's see what this does. If anything. That lit one. Okay, so we need to find the third one. Okay. So if we find the third stone, we good. I don't know if going towards the blood trail is a good idea. I'm just saying. Alright, that led towards the tree. I guess blood trail it is. Hello. Wait, what? Was this here before? Oh, hey. Free baby. I think I have to take this back to the horse dude. This feels like a thing that a horse dude would want. He did. There was a silhouette that looked exactly like this one. So, other way. I can just find my way back. That'd be great. Here we go. Pond. Alright. That is one baby. We need to find 3 more babies. Ghost babies. Maybe real baby. I don't know. You are welcome for your baby. Alright, can't take back. You will keep baby. Alright, so what do we got here? We messed with that. There's nothing else going on here that I can see. We'll check near the tree. No babies. Okay. Okay, and this one's gone now. The doll is gone. I guess because we used it as a... well, we figured out its puzzle. You're still not giving me the goods to the goat house. There's got to be a path here I'm missing, because we got to find that third runestone. You would think. Oh, more blood. Seems to be coming from above the windmill? Ah, can we go up here? Hi! Hey, free baby. I'll just tape that up here. Don't know how I feel about all the blood and babies being associated in the same basic area. I'm probably going the wrong way, but we'll find it eventually, right? Right. Oh, pond. There we go. I kind of like that they're color-coded. Like, you gotta keep an eye out. Oh, there's more blood trail over that way, too, so there's probably another baby. But I can only carry one baby at a time. Sir. Baby. Alright. Baby number 3! I find it weird that that pool is seemingly full of blood. Alright, so... oh, there's gonna be a baby here. Okay, we have to figure out a way to get those through there. Ah! Actually using the keyboard. And then this is brought to you by the letter N. Clever! We have baby 3. Now where will we find baby 4? I'm good at baby retrieval, apparently. Best babysitter. Murder babysitter, because I think this horse dude's gonna eat some babies. But whatever. They might be ghost babies. Maybe there's something in the encyclopedia? Okay. Dead on the Year Walk. Your walking was at its core a vision quest, with the purpose being to foresee the future. There were very rigid rules concerning the Year Walk, and not adhering to them could prove very dangerous, even fatal. How the practice of year walking came to be is shrouded in mystery, but it seems to have been a widespread practice in Sweden until the beginning of the 19th century, and in some rural areas as late at the beginning of the 20th century. Practice was likely over 1,000 years old and most certainly pagan. Year walking varied greatly regionally, and even locally there might have been differences between one village and the next. All the variations had a couple elements in common, though. Year walk could not be done on any common day. There were certain days a year when the gate was opened, generally in liaison with important festival days such as May Day, Midsummer's Eve, or Christmas Eve, and most commonly New Year's Eve. Year walker could not partake of any food or drinks that were served on these days. Sacrifice of no little significance, since these feasts were some of the rare occasions when food would be plentiful and varied. Year walker had to avoid other people, so they commonly locked themselves in a dark room and were not allowed to see a fire for the entire day. Perhaps not a vast sacrifice on Midsummer's Eve, but on cold winter days it would be uncomfortable at least, if not hazardous. If the year walker followed these steps, he would leave his dark room at the stroke of midnight, so he had the last chance to cancel the year walk. Once he ventured out, there was no turning back. The church was the final destination of a year walker. Okay. That much I figured. What with the locked door? On the way, he would typically encounter a number of supernatural creatures, which would pose a threat physically, mentally, and spiritually. If a year walker made it to the cemetery, he would walk around the church in an intricate pattern. This would open the year walker's eyes to the future, but it would also lure out the church grim. What? I don't think I want to deal with that. After having completed the year walk, the walker would see visions that could manifest themselves in different manners. When the year walker left the cemetery, he might, for instance, see a somber procession of dancers dressed in their finest church clothes. These would be the people that would die the following year. A recurring theme is, of course, the year walker who meets his own ghost on the road. Another story tells of how the walker would see newly dug graves. Love played a great part too, so a walker would typically meet wedding processions or even attend weddings yet to come. One testimony from the late 19th century tells of a mental patient named Martin Nilsson who described his visions as otherworldly experiences. Before I saw what happened next year, I lived among the stars. I lived there for many lifetimes, it seemed. What do I care for next year? Time has already ended. Today, the practice seems to be almost entirely forgotten. Okay, the Huldra, I think, was the woman in the tree. The Huldra is known to have played a part in Norse mythology, but she is likely of an even older origin from when man lived off the forest rather than the fields. Okay, so not all the articles are the same length either. This won't be too much reading. The Huldra was the guardian of the forest. She tended to the trees, plants, and animals. A single large tree in a grove surrounded by smaller trees, been there, done that, was often considered to be the Huldra's home, or even the Huldra herself. In most stories, she presented herself as a beautiful young woman. This was, however, not her real appearance. Very few saw the Huldra's true face, and even fewer lived to speak of it. She was often described as a lonely and woe-filled creature. Her relationship with humans was very complex. She could enthrall a man with her beautiful song and lure him deeper and deeper into the forest, where she either wedded or killed him. Does that mean I'm married to the tree lady? She didn't kill me. That or I'm dead! I don't know. The men kissed by the Huldra became apathetic and slow. Oh, that fits me to a T. According to some accounts, the Huldra was a positive force. A hunter was kind to the Huldra. She might blow her breath down the barrel of his rifle, which would bless his hunt. Colliers considered her their friend, as she kept fires from spreading from their charcoal kiln. She also helped those who willingly offered their blood to her, but this was dangerous, as the Huldra might drink the giver dry. So she's a vampire tree. Okay. The Huldra was thus capable of doing both good and bad deeds. It was very hard to predict whether she would help or harm, since she played by the rules known only to her. Gotcha. Okay, here's our horse friend. I don't know how to pronounce this. The Bäckahesten? Bäckahesten? Sorry, I don't know Swedish. The brook horse. I told you I was tired. Sweden is a country that has a lot of lakes, rivers, streams, brooks, and Swedish folklore is filled with strange creatures residing in the dark waters. Brook horse was a pale horse who lived in creeks or lakes, luring children to ride on its back. I'm looking for things in the woodcuts there. Sorry. The brook horse's spine grew for every rider that it lured on top of its back. So it's like Noby Noby Boy. Okay. When the brook horse was satisfied, it leaped into the water, whereupon the children drowned. Nice. The brook horse had a lot in common with the Nix, a handsome young fiddler who lured young girls down into the water, and according to some, they were one and the same. It's likely that the brook horse was made up to keep children from playing close to the water. One of the more unusual descriptions comes from a story told north of Dalarna. A young man is on his way home from work at a charcoal kiln. Decides to wash up in a nearby creek. Man finds a strange stone, formed like a small child in the water. He picks it up. The man notices that he is not alone. He's being watched by a horse walking on two legs. The horse stretches out a human hand to the man, who gets frightened and runs home to a shack he shares with his fellow workers. He tells it to his comrades, who laugh at him and call him a drunken fool. He shows them the stone that now looks quite ordinary. The man curses and goes to bed. When the workers wake up the following morning, they find the man dead in his bed, his lungs filled with water, and the stone nowhere to be seen. Great. So don't steal the brook horse's babies. Give them back. And then maybe we'll be chill. Brook horse was almost always clearly associated with death, not always in a negative way. For instance, in the sad folktale Little Nils, the brook horse is the one who finally leads Little Nils' soul home, and thus ends his long series of misfortunes. Okay, why is this one Buddy? Mylingen, the Myling. Some Mylings died at the hands of angel makers. The angel maker would typically be paid by the child's poor mother to find a decent home for the infant. When the mother left, the infant was murdered. Oh, okay, these are the babies I'm finding. Typically, the Mylings were murdered by their mothers, often unmarried women who had been left to fend for themselves. The Myling would commonly be left in the woods to die, or they would have been drowned by their mothers in brooks or bogs. Okay. Some angel makers... Why did they repeat that one? That's weird. Huh. The most common way for the Myling to haunt was through a horrible wailing sound. The Myling might take the form of a ball of light similar to those of an earbloss, Scandinavian will-o'-the-wisp, and lead the curious traveler astray. Sometimes they would cry for their mothers to breastfeed them, which would apparently set them free. Oh, hi! It's in the article. You sneaky bastards. I love how they make you look at everything. We'll keep reading, though. Okay, one story from Berg's login tells of an old farmer on his way home through the forest. He is approached by a small child who follows him and says, "Grandfather, grandfather, I'm so hungry." The old man tries to ignore it, but the child keeps on nagging, so finally the old man loses his patience. If you can find someone to feed you, then feed. But if you don't, you won't get any milk from me. The child seems pleased and leaves. When the old man comes home, he finds his daughter lying dead on the floor, bleeding from her chest. The child he met was the spirit of his murdered grandson. Well, that's kind of crappy. Person who... Oh, but that was probably... Yeah, okay, that was the kid's mother. Got it. That's creepy. Person who helped the Mylings find their way to the other side was often left with a gift. I like gifts. According to some sources, the Myling would be taken in by other supernatural creatures such as Hobbs, or if it had been drowned at the brook horse. Aha! So we're going to go back to the brook horse and drop that off.